mindset moment.
The mindset moment.
Transitioning.
We're going to give you money tips. Money tips. We're so concerned about money. So money tips for moving. Okay. So build your sizable relocation budget. Build that budget. You can do it a number of ways, but put some money aside because things are going to cost you that you're not going to realize are going to cost you.
Yep.
Like when you're house hunting, when you come to house hunt, unless your company is paying for it, you're going to have to pay for the hotel. You're going to have to pay for the gas. You're going to have to pay for the transportation. You have to pay for the days that you're here to eat. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Lease termination costs. If you're leaving where you are currently and you're renting and you are leaving,
right,
there's going to be a cost associated with it.
Understand what that is.
With us, we had to stay a little bit longer, I think it was.
We didn't have to. We chose to.
No.
Because we were trying to make the
No.
scenario.
Toward the end when we knew we were moving here.
Yeah.
We had to stay. It was like a half a month. It was something weird. So we had to figure that out.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that you just... Yeah,
you want to do what's going to maximize your budget, right? So what's going to keep the most money in your pocket or create the least outgo, factor that into the other decisions you're making.
Or even the cost of selling your home. What are you going to have to fix up in your home in order to get rid of it?
Yeah.
What are you going to have to put in storage to make it look more sellable? And these days, it's going to be a little bit easier for y'all. It's pretty easy to sell a house these days. The cost of security or down payment for the new home. Now, one thing these banks ain't playing out here. These management companies that are leasing, stuff, they're not playing.
Yep.
And the banks aren't playing. They're going to want that money. And so make sure you have that separate an account somewhere else socked away.
Have your cash tight, have your credit tight.
Another thing is when you set up for your utilities, your last utility bills where you were, that's going to come in after you move. Like I think with like water and sometimes electricity, those come in after you've moved. So you have to build that into your budget.
Yep.
Okay. And then sometimes you need to do setup fees if you're moving into apartments. You might have to buy new furniture. I did not realize I was going to have more carpeting or more rugs when we moved to the house. We have like double the hardwood floors.
We got a ton of hardwood floors, and that was actually part of our lease. They were like, yo, X amount of percentage of these floors got to be covered. So
that was an expense.
All of a sudden,
that was an expense.
We got to make that adjustment.
Right. And then potential costs to fix and upgrade the new home. I don't think we did much. Oh yeah, I covered some. I painted some walls, like the wall behind us, and that kind of stuff.
We bought the fan for the kitchen.
We bought the fan.
The downdraft joint.
Oh yeah, so the kitchen, when we moved in this house, the kitchen didn't have a hood.
Yeah.
I'm like, how you cook?
You cooking with no
it's
hood?
an island cooktop. And I was like, how you don't have a hood? So we had to pay to put that in.
Yeah.
So I was like, $1,500 or something like that. So we just went ahead and got that done because I was like, I'm not gonna live in this house without that.
Right.
The other thing, look into the long-term expenses of your new city. Okay. The cost of living changes after relocating, and don't forget about taxes on your car, taxes on your house.
You didn't give me a chance to sing my song. I was trying to sing, but then you kept talking.
Baby.
I'm done singing.
We've been here a while.
Living
just enough.
Living.
Okay. I got you. So that's a long-term expense. Any taxes that you incur, anything new on your car. Any kind of insurance, anything like that. Keep that in mind. Look at the long-term expenses associated with your new city.
Right.
Parking issues, commuter issues. We had to get a new easy pass thing for getting on the highway here. That was an additional cost. Research your new city laws. This is while the cost of living and taxes are key parts of research when locating. Finding out the local laws are keys too. Okay. If you're a business owner or independent contractor, understand what those laws are as far as transferring. I had to transfer a couple things for our business. So that's going to impact some decisions that you make. Make sure you don't fall into certain categories. What are the laws when driving, do you need 2 tags? Do you need a tag on the front? We had to pay for that. We had to get holes drilled on the front of our cars so we could put the tags on the front of the cars. We were like, what? It was like, that was like $100 or something.
We were to get our licenses changed. We were like, we got to study for the new test.
We had to study.
And then they said, okay,
no, you didn't have to study.
So you already got one.
Yeah, we did not. For Virginia, we did not have to study, but we did have to wait like 6 months because of the pandemic. So because of the panorama. So keep that in mind. You have to think about what are the laws associated with buying a home in your new town, in your new state? What are the rules about trash? Make sure you're not fined for certain things, right? The other thing you want to do is get to know the area you're relocating to. I gave you the idea of getting on NextDoor. You put in the new address in NextDoor. You get on there, you get all the juicy gossip. I gave you that idea last week. Another thing is subreddit. If you're not on Reddit, hop on Reddit, and you're gonna have all kind of information about the towns you're moving to. What's going on with the laws, and
the
things
Twitter.
like that. And then Niche. We get a lot of the information we share with you guys off Niche. So niche.com is one of those specific sites. It's gonna give you more specific details about the neighborhood that you're moving to.
And the Twitter as well, right? You can do the hashtag whatever city it is.
And that's gonna give you a lot of information.
Take you into some cool threads and conversations and information.
Another thing is to plan to visit. Scope it out. And yes, we're trying to come up with some cool ways for you to come and visit with a little direction from us. So send in your ideas. Give us more ideas how to do this, how to do meetups. Thinking maybe twice a year right now. And I would suggest finding a new home, but maybe not buying it right away, especially when you move to a big area like this. Get here first. Get here first. Get acclimated first. See how much things are going to be. And then find a house. Last thing we want to say is settle in and start making new friends. And this is another reason why we wanted to go ahead and start doing little meetups, because it's weird when you move to a new town. It's like, I don't know if I know anybody there and how it's going to be and everything. I think it's great if you are able to move to a new town and really connect to people right away. It's just one of those things that makes it more comfortable and more likable. Yeah,
and as things open up, you get more opportunities, festivals and concerts and parks and museums and all kinds of cool places where to meet cool people.
City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop